Give everybody a chance to tune on in before I start building on the topic for the day, man. Hopefully y'all having a wonderful Thursday thus far. Staying peaceful, staying healthy, staying powerful, productive, staying out the way. So I'm gonna give everybody a chance to tune on in before we start building on this important topic, man. This is right up my alley. It's breaking news, but it's breaking news that's right up my alley, so I feel the need to touch on this particular subject matter. Got a lot to say in regards to this particular subject matter. Got some venting that must be done in regards to this subject matter. If y'all haven't read this story, if y'all haven't heard this story, I'm definitely break it down to y'all. But it's something that's very important that must be discussed, man, because we know how they tend to sweep these things under the rugs. Fun Gay, what's going on with you? We got to expose these beasts just like they try to expose us when we do certain things. So this is the time where we got to expose them. We got to reveal who they truly are. Let them know how thuggish they are. Let them know how savage they are when they start treating our people a certain type of way. So we got to call them out how they quick to do us. They can't wait to expose us on the media. So now we exposing them. Sweet Tea, what's going on? Fun Gay, no doubt. That's exactly what we talking about. We talking about that offensive lineman from the Seattle Seahawks who put his hands on the sister. Tried to choke her to death, basically, and was surprised when she was alive and she ran into the bathroom and called 911. So he basically thought he had killed her, was in there sipping the smoothie, they said. He had thought he killed her. Dominique, peace, what's going on? Evan, what's going on? Beautiful Goddess Keys, peace queen, what's going on with you? Tristan, no doubt. No doubt. That's why I be trying to tell my sisters, for one, that's why y'all need to stay away from that particular side. But it is what it is, man. Dude out here is a savage. If that would have been a brother that did it, man, they would have been ripping him to shreds right now. Where white America at now talking about this guy? Thunder Scorpion, what's going on? Dizzy, what's going on? So homeboy thought he choked her to death, was in the kitchen sipping a smoothie, and was surprised when she got up and went into the bathroom and called 911. Crazy. And he got on Twitter, this same dude got on Twitter and was like, he basically tried to apologize and say that was a result of a manic episode. So again, he about to run toward the mental illness situation. So he already saying that it was a manic episode. So that's what he about to roll with. He about to roll with it was a manic episode. And this is what I'll be talking about in regards to, listen, if dude gets off on this by using that manic episode situation, it's trash, man. And it wouldn't surprise me though. It wouldn't surprise me, but he said it was a manic episode. He about to say something like he got CTE. I guarantee you that's what's about to come out of this. They gonna come out, do a brain study on this dude, find out he got CTE, and that's gonna just somehow justify all of this. So he already saying it was a manic episode. Already. Andronicus, peace, what's going on? Brandon, no doubt, sipping that smoothie. He was sipping a smoothie. Terenzo, what's going on with you, my brother? And Thunder Scorpion, yeah, it was a football player, man, from the Seahawks. Dude abused his girlfriend, a black chick, abused the girlfriend, choked her to the point where she was unconscious. He thought he had killed her. So he in the kitchen sipping the smoothie. She regains her consciousness. She runs to the bathroom. And once he saw her, he was like, wow, I'm surprised you're still alive. While sipping this smoothie, and she runs into the bathroom and calls 911. That's what happened. Savage brother here, savage white folk. Red Bird, appreciate the donation. What's going on with you, my brother? Yeah, the brotherhood, exactly. That's why when situations like this pop up, I'll be like, here we go. Now it's time for me to jump on it. See, I do exactly what they do to us. They can't wait for us to slip up so they can jump all over it. Like when we do something like this, they jumping all over it. You evil, you savage, you this, that, and the third. Listen. I don't condone any type of domestic violence. I don't condone any of it. Like y'all remember when Ray Rice, when he put his hands on his queen. Don't condone that. But that's by far not as severe as what this dude did. Nowhere near it. You know what I mean? Nowhere near it. This dude better not see a field, man. He need to see prison. He need to see prison, but he already saying it's a manic episode. But again, nothing new under the sun, man. These are how these savages act by nature. It's in their nature to act like that, man. So it's not surprising when they act like this to me. Again, I feel sorry for the sister for even making that decision. I mean, you could have found you a brother or whatnot, man. But I feel bad that you out here playing in the snow like that, man. Which you get that a lot out of here, man. They think going to the other side, going to these other races and whatnot, is the better option. No, it's not. You see some of the problems that you're gonna get by playing on that side as well, man. Brandon, now that's the thing that I don't know. I think it almost seemed like it was just like a random situation. No, Brandon, I'm tripping. Whoa, I'm tripping, Brandon. The altercation, this is what happened. This is what caused it. He requested that she bow down to him, and she refused to do it. Like literally bowing down. Like dude wanted her to literally bow down to him. She refused, and once she refused, that is when he abused her. So he wanted her to literally physically bow down to him. Once she refused, she got beat almost to death, man, and almost choked to death. All because she did not literally physically bow down to him. That is what the whole situation was about. Crazy. Dizzy, my brother, appreciate that donation. Crazy. He wanted her to bow down to him. Again, we talking about the enemy here. So he already feeling like he's superior. So he wanted her to bow down to him. She said no. And he goes crazy. Oh, you don't want to bow down to me? I'm the white man. You bow down to me. She was like, nah, not going for it. And it almost cost her life. Crazy. Crazy. Redbird, no doubt. That was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah, you get on these platforms and people talk about submission this, submission that. He took it to a whole nother level. He was like, look, you finna bow down to me. And she said, what? Nope. And there it go. There it go. But yeah, we the savages, we the thugs, man. We are the negative connotations out here. That's what we are. Terenzo, yes, sir. That's what happened, verbatim. Thunder Scorpion, exactly. Oh, Brandon, yeah, that's exactly what it was, man. Control freak. But he's trying to say it was a manic episode. So here we go. You know how that roll. Antoinette, Queen, what's going on with you? So he's saying it's a manic episode. So they finna roll with that, man. They finna roll with that. So you about to see, it's about to be a lot of concern out here about the brains of football players now, because they're gonna bring this back to the surface as if dude just not a savage. So we're gonna roll with the manic episode. But when a black brother does that, then the manic episode, all the mental issues and all of that, CTE, that goes out the window. That goes out the window. We only start talking about CTE and concussions and all that when these white folks start acting crazy. But when we do this stuff, like when we didn't play football and we didn't have these concussions and we do things out of the ordinary, then we just crazy, we savages, and we blackball. When they do it, they finna start studying the brains again. They finna start bringing CTE back to the surface. Oh man, he done had all these type of concussions. They about to tell us how many concussions this dude had in the past, and they finna try to use that to justify his ways and actions. Guaranteed. Ray Shine, peace, what's going on? Guaranteed. I guarantee it. That would not surprise me at all. Thunder Scorpion, it wouldn't surprise me if he get off. Now, he probably won't see the league again, but it wouldn't surprise me if he was able to get another job, man. Sign on with another team. That wouldn't surprise me. But yet, Kaepernick, we know how that situation went and goes. But it wouldn't surprise me if he get another opportunity. Because matter of fact, this happened some years ago. I forget what this dude did, but he was a punter in the league, and I forget his name. But he had abused his I think it was his wife at the time. Abused her. Now he ain't nearly killed her, but he abused her. And he ended up back in the league. Got plenty of brothers that have been in that same situation. They never see the league again. But it was a white punter, man. He abused his wife, man. He ends up back in the league. Ben Roethlisberger, man. Y'all know his story, man. Dude was out here raping chicks. Ben Roethlisberger was out here raping chicks. And he back in the league. So we know how it go, man. We know how it go. We know how they get penalized for these situations. They don't. So we know how this goes. Jamar, it's a football player, man, for the Seattle. Well, he did play for the Seattle Seahawks. And he abused his girlfriend, who the girlfriend just so happens to be black. He abused the girlfriend because he asked the girlfriend to bow down to him, and she said no. So he choked her, nearly choked her to death. She lost consciousness. Then he's sitting in the kitchen, sipping on a smoothie. She regains her consciousness, runs into the bathroom, and he was surprised that she was still alive. She dials 911, and the situation goes from there. Yeah, Dizzy, yes, sir. Oh, he definitely a savage, man. But yeah, Ben Roethlisberger out here raping chicks. He's still in the league. It was a punter. I forget his name, and I have to go back and get the name. But he abused his wife at the time, still in the league. So we know how it go. We know how it go. We know how it go. Like I said, I'm not condoning any type of domestic abuse like that, man. You shouldn't be laying your hands on these women, period. I mean, if this situation get rough like that, man, just leave. Like, I'm notorious for that, man. I just leave, man, because, again, I know my strength, know my power. If I feel myself getting so riled up, man, it's time to just leave, walk out, exit the situation. So I'm not condoning that. But what I'm saying is, you penalizing one group of people to where they never see the league again. But when the white folks do it, sweep it under the rug. Put them back in the league. Yeah, Jamar, and that's what I'm saying about the sisters that date out. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that if you date black men that you would never get abused. Yes, it happens. Yes, this definitely happens dealing with your own people. Of course. What I'm saying is, a lot of people think the grass is greener. And then had plenty of black women talk to me as if the grass is greener on the other side or the whiter side. Like, nah, man, why y'all think these dudes gonna worship the ground y'all walk on any better than we do? What makes y'all think that y'all won't come across some very violent situations dealing with these white dudes? Don't know where y'all getting that from, don't know where y'all got that from. We can trace it back to slavery when they was out here abusing and raping y'all. So if y'all don't think that they capable of doing that today, y'all can't be that naive and gullible to think that the grass is much greener on the white side of town and they won't abuse you and they just gonna worship the ground you walk on and treat you way better than the black man gonna treat you. Come on now. Come on now. Some of the same things that you running from the black man or that you complain about in regards to the black man and how he treats you, you gonna get that with the white man. So come on now. CC, what's going on? Terenzo, my brother, appreciate the donation. Yeah, Brandon, listen, the best thing for a grown man to do when the situation is getting out of hand, because one thing, I know y'all brothers can relate. I know y'all brothers can feel me. When you're dealing with a sister, man, she can hit you where it hurts verbally. She can say some things verbally to you, man, when you're angry, when you're in your feelings, when you're getting emotional. She can say some things that strike a nerve. So when you're dealing with an argument, man, the best thing for you to do as a grown man is to just leave if you feel like you can't control yourself. Leave. If you feel like you can't be the bigger person in a situation and talk it out and be calm, leave. That's the best piece of advice I can give you. Yeah, when you walking away, she gonna call you soft, she gonna call you all type, you running this, that, and the third, but just leave. Just leave. When the situation get like that, man, leave. That will solve all problems, man. That will prevent anything bad from happening. Leave. Walk out. I mean, I don't know, like that should be but walk out. If y'all in a room, wherever y'all at, when y'all start arguing, leave. Leave, walk off. That is the best advice I can give you. Do not sit there and get in a yelling match with your woman. Don't do that. Do not do that. Jamar, she gonna call you everything under the sun. Still, leave, walk off, walk away. Because they good with laying it into you verbally. I give it to my sisters on that. Verbally, man, they got a mouth on them, man. They can they can say some things to you that had you ready to, man, listen. Had you ready to go to war. So you gotta be mindful of that, and you go like, all right, she's just talking crazy. I'ma just leave until it cools down. Yeah, Brandon, and see that, and they be knowing that. See, they know that. They know exactly what to say, and they say it at the time where they should not say it. So they know that. So you'll be dealing with a woman, she know if I say something about his family, that's gonna get that response out of him. See, that's the point that's why I say, when things start getting intense, walk away. Cause she gonna say something about your family. If she know that strikes a nerve. So you got to just walk away. I'm already knowing. It's certain things that I can't tolerate people saying about me, about my fam. So when it comes out, I be having to really control myself. Like, I know you did not just say that. So I just have to walk away from the situation. It's the best thing to do. I will walk away quickly because I'm not going for it. Jamar, notice you said ignore. I said walk away. See, you gotta leave. Cause again, you ignore, like you said, things may get violent. She may start trying to provoke the situation. We done all been there, done that. So you must leave. Like literally, you must physically leave. That's the only way that's gonna solve that. Then if it becomes violent, that is her being violent to herself. So you must leave. Literally, leave. Go for a walk. Just leave, man. Just leave. I cannot stress that enough. Leave. Let her, if she want to tear up the crib after you gone, let her tear up the crib. But leave. See, man, I mean, hey, sometimes we need that mouth, man. Like I said, sometimes when we take y'all places, it works for our benefit. But when it comes to arguments, then it's not so pleasant. It's not so pleasant, man. But again, that's when, you can either ignore them, but if it gets too serious, then you must leave. That's all I can tell. That's all I can tell my men to do, to leave. Situation gets rough, leave. Brandon, no, like I said, man, again, it ain't no such thing as no perfect couple, man. So again, we have our arguments, we done had our disputes and all of that good stuff, which is why I tell y'all, I'm notorious for leaving. Heck, she even tell you that. She even admit that situation get too crazy, I will put on my clothes and go in the car and just drive. I'ma leave, man. I'ma leave. Because I done told y'all, I told y'all yesterday in the video, man, I used to have anger problems growing up. So I know how I can get if I ever get angry. So I'm like, I leave. I just leave, man. I have to leave. Cause I don't want anything to trigger that type of response from me. So if I feel things getting too intense, I got to leave. Gotta leave. Yeah, Jamal, we never get the feds involved. We ain't gonna never do that. We ain't gonna never get the feds involved. That ain't happening. Thunder, Thunder Scorpion, we didn't, yeah, we didn't all been there, done that when they blocked the exit on us. Been there, done that. Been there, done that. Then when you politely try to get them out the way, they start yelling rape or something. You know what I'm saying? Start going crazy. Like, man, we didn't all been there, done that. We didn't all. Jamar told you to jump out the window. Oh, man. Yeah, Dizzy, that man, she roasted your whole lifestyle. See? And probably did it unnecessarily, too. Probably was no reason. You know, so that's the thing that we gotta be mindful of that, man. But again, focusing on the topic at hand here. We focused on the savages, man. We done been through, we get enough heat for our situations. We get enough heat for when we slip up. That one time we forget to walk away and we push somebody down or something. We get enough flack for that. So we ain't on here to blast ourselves. We get enough heat for that. We get enough backlash and flack for that. We get enough of that. We focusing on these white folks. We focusing on the white man. We focusing on his we back giving him backlash. We focusing on his era. We focusing on his savageness. On his thuggery. We focusing on that. We focusing on that. We finna drill this to the ground, man. We not gonna stop talking about it. Thunder Scorpion, he didn't necessarily come out and admit it. What happened was, according to what she said, when she regained consciousness and she went to the bathroom to dial 911, she said that he said, "Wow, I'm surprised you're still alive." Yeah, Bonafide, and that's where it got crazy for me. Wow, you're still alive while sipping the smoothie. And out of all things, he was sipping the smoothie. Like, y'all imagine how that made me feel. He had to be sipping the smoothie. Had to be sipping the smoothie, man. That come on, man. Why? Now he was out of all things he could have been sipping and drinking. He was drinking a smoothie. SUSF Bomber. You say, how about a wife who wants to divorce? What about the wife that want a divorce? Oh, Jamar, man, you already know how it go. You already know how the media operate. Yeah, Dizzy. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they roll with, though. You know, man, it was a manic episode. CTE. I had too many concussions. Man, I had a lot of concussions, man, but I don't see people rolling with that. Like, man, dude he had CTE, had some concussions, and that justify everything that he do. No, I got to still hold myself accountable for my ways and actions. So if I go out here and I act angry, I can't go back to my football playing days and say, man, I suffered a lot of concussions. I had CTE. Study my brain, please. Thunder Scorpion, exactly. Like, you concerned about your health, meanwhile you just tried to kill a whole person. Please make that make sense. Dominique, man, listen. Hey, you better than me. You better than me. I got it, you know, y'all know I'm married, man, but I got in a situation. It wasn't no 6 months there. But I used to be, I mean, people don't, I used to be grimy out here, man. I used to be the definition of like a heartless dude. Like, I didn't entertain women like that, man. It'll probably last for about a week or two. I was grimy out here, man. I wasn't trying to be in relationships like that out here way back in the day. I ain't trust nobody, man. I ain't trust people. I did not trust people. Females was out here setting dudes up, all type of stuff, man. I just wasn't trusting people. So I deal with you for about a few weeks, then I get tired of you, move on type deal, man. That's how I used to operate. If y'all would have known me before I got married, man, my whole view on like relationships and marriage was like trash, bro. I wasn't trying to get married. I wasn't trying to be in relationships, man. I had a whole different perspective on all of that way back in the day. I ain't trust nobody, man. I ain't see myself being able to be with anybody for that long of that long of a time, that long of a period of time. Didn't see it. So I came a long way in that department. I wasn't really necessarily saying that women were trash and things of that nature. I just didn't trust folks based off of what I had witnessed and experienced and had lived. So I was like, man, I'm cool on it. I'm cool on it. Man, Dizzy, man, listen. I was y'all really just don't know the half, man. Y'all see the relationship, y'all see the marriage and all that type of stuff. Boy, y'all don't know the pre-married version of who I was, man, in regards to how I view things. And like I said, she'll let you know off the rip. She'll tell you. She'll tell you off the rip. Even my view towards marriage, man, she'll tell you that. She'll tell you that I wasn't necessarily a fan of that. Cause the whole concept of marriage to me was trash, and I tell y'all that to this day. I'll tell y'all that to this day. I was not in a rush to do it because my whole perspective of the concept of marriage, man, I wasn't even a fan of the concept of marriage, man. I just felt like it was something that was westernized, and I was so against the system. I ain't even. I'm like, man, I ain't trying to get married, man. Just a piece of paper, man. We don't need to go do that. So I used to be heavy on that. Used to be heavy on that perspective, man. I ain't rock with the system 1,000%. And like I said, she'll tell you that. Justin Green, the way I look at it, I feel like it was more so a compromise, man. I just felt like I was in a position in my life to where it's like, all right, man, me and her, we connect, we vibe. So I'm like, man, I go ahead, and I felt like it was just making that compromise, man. It was something that she wanted, and I had the view that I had towards it, and I wasn't biting, I wasn't moving. I was like, look, man, this is the way I feel about it, and this is what it is. Like, I didn't have the most positive view towards marriage, man, but it was something that she wanted to do. And at the end of the day, I just felt the need to make that compromise, man, because I was just out here focused on other things. So I was like, all right, it made sense. It made sense to do it. But listen, if it was up to me, I would never rock with the system like that, man. I felt like I ain't need to do it. And you know how, everybody tell you, oh, you get married, then it like legally it can benefit you. I was like, man, you can do all that without getting married. So I had all that in the chamber ready to go. But I used to be adamantly against it. Oh, Jamar, look, marriage is nothing more than a business. It's a business move. It's a business decision. It's nothing more than that. See, a lot of times, like y'all gonna get me going on a philosophical tip right now, talking about love and things of that nature, man. I have like I told y'all in the recent video, man, I used to be into a lot of a lot of pessimistic type philosophies, man, like nihilism and things of that nature, man. So I really used to have a real, what they call, dark view in regards to reality. But for the most part, when it comes to marriage, man, that's really like a business. It's a business decision at the end of the day. That's what it is. It's a business decision. It's a business decision. And a lot of people, if they honest, they gonna tell you that. A lot of people, if they honest, they gonna tell you that. And even with that being said, nothing is wrong with that. In life, you got to make good business decisions, man. So that's one of the most important decisions you're going to make if you decide to get married. So referring to it as a business decision is not something that's overly negative. And then I used to do things, man. I used to ask a lot of women these questions. I'm like, the whole idea behind big weddings and rings and things of that nature, I'm like, where did y'all get these traditions from? Why are you clinging to these traditions? Why do you want to have this wedding? Why do you want to get married in the first place? Like, where did these traditions come from? Why is this something that you are striving towards and for? So I used to get down to it like that. I used to break it down kind of like that. Whoa, Dominique, whoa. But yeah, man, I used to break this down I used to get deep with it when it came to the whole concept of like marriage and things like that, man. I used to get real deep with it. Real deep. Like I said, this would be a whole philosophical discussion. And a lot of people really wasn't understanding the viewpoint at that particular time. And I'm like, a lot of it is just a status, man. You want to cling to a status. So a lot of people do it just for the status, just for the label. Oh, I want to be a husband. Oh, I want to be a wife. Like, that's just a status. And you just clinging to that status when in reality, it really doesn't mean anything. It doesn't make the relationship that much stronger because now you have transitioned from girlfriend to wife. That didn't just automatically improve the relationship because you went from relationship to married. That doesn't automatically do anything. It's just a status and we clinging to statuses. That's it. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to change anything, man. So I used to break stuff down. I used to break stuff down like that. And then don't get me started on weddings, hence why we didn't have one. I said, man, I'm not about to have a bunch of people who I really don't care about celebrating me getting married. Like, nah, I don't really rock with these people like that. So I'm not about to be inviting a bunch of people to celebrate something when I don't really fool with these people. And they finna just act like I ain't got time for stuff like that. I said, so that was a compromise there. I was like, man, we gonna do this. We gonna have to courthouse it up, man. I don't rock with people like that. Terenzo, no doubt, that's self-love. And Thunder Scorpion, man, I just seen it all. For some reason, we think marriage equates to like love. That ain't necessarily what it equates to. Just because some folks married, just because some folks getting married, don't necessarily mean that there is love in the air in that mug. Don't necessarily mean that everything is perfect, picture perfect. Don't mean that. A lot of times that's what we equate it to. Hence why a lot of the marriages end in divorce in the first place. I don't know what the percentage is now, but the percentage has always been high. So I'm like, man, that little label, it don't mean nothing. So a lot of people rushing to get married as if that means something. I'm like, dude, that don't mean anything. Because a lot of these marriages end in divorce. So for the simple fact that you rushing to acquire this label and this status, why? Like, why? You should work on yourself, man. You should work on yourself, focus on improving yourself. That's all you need to really work on and focus on is improving yourself. But we rushing to acquire labels and statuses as if that's going to satisfy and fulfill us. It's not, man. It's not. If you're not satisfied with yourself, I don't care if you become a wife. I don't care if you become a husband. Like, you still gonna be unsatisfied and unfulfilled because you're not satisfied with yourself, man. You're not satisfied with yourself, so I don't care what label you get. I don't care what label you get. You see that in the corporate world. People getting promoted all day. They reaching the top of the charts, yet they still committing suicide because they not satisfied with themselves. So I don't care what type of label you get. I don't care who you marry to. If you're not satisfied with yourself, man, it's not going to go well. And it's not going to automatically improve because you then got married and you then became a wife, you then became a husband. That's not going to necessarily automatically improve anything. You must work on yourself. That's where the improvement comes from. So that status and those labels, man, ain't meaning nothing, man. It's the person. It's the person. It all goes back to self. Oh yeah, y'all already know how I feel about rocking with too many people, man. That's just I don't I don't get down like that, man. Don't get down like that at all, man. Because like I said, for the most part, a lot of the times, even when you bring these people around, it be fake energy. People acting like they happy for you, but on the low they hating. Why he marrying her? I don't like her for real, but then they smiling in your face, eating all the cake that's there, eating all the ice cream, eating all the food that's there, dancing to the music. Whole while they don't even rock with the chick you marrying or the dude you marrying. Whole while they don't like her. So then what happens is, soon as it ends in a divorce, what them family members say? I ain't never like her to begin with. Can't stand that. I cannot stand a family member like that. Can't stand it. Cannot stand it. Y'all know exactly what I'm talking about, man. When you've been dating somebody, man, you bring them around the family, they act like they fooling with them. Then when everything ends, they be like, I never fooled with her in the first place. Can't stand people like that, man. Randy Warlord Pringle, what's going on, man? But I cannot stand that. I just can't stand that. Cannot stand that. All of a sudden, everybody knew the person was trash, man, when y'all ended. But the whole while y'all together, man, they fooling with the person on the surface. But as soon as things end, everybody all of a sudden knew that this person wasn't good. Come on, man. Come on, man. I'd rather you keep it real and let me know you don't like the person from the rip. I'd rather you do that. Don't act like you like the person then when it ends, because then that's going to make me question the energy that you was putting, like the energy that was going on behind my back. So it's like, all right, when I was bringing her around, then when I would leave, then that's letting me know that y'all was talking negatively behind my back about the person that I was with at the time. When you come out and say at the end, 5 years later, that you knew that she wasn't no good. Like, man, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, Jamar, they really don't. They just be wanting to sound, people be wanting to sound wise. Like, yeah, I knew she wasn't no good for you. I knew he wasn't no good for you. Man, get out of here, man. You ain't know nothing. You was fooling with her just like I was. Terenzo, no doubt. I'm pretty sure a lot of us can relate to that. But I can't stand that, man. I can't tolerate little things like that, man. I can't tolerate it, man. Listen, keep it real with me. Let me know you don't like the person I'm with off the rip. I can respect that. I can respect that. But don't be being fake with it, man. Oh yeah, she was never any good for you. So you supposed to claim to love me, yet you was letting me rock with somebody that you knew wasn't no good for me. You weren't gonna say nothing. You weren't gonna point out the things that I may have been missing because I was blinded by love. So you was just gonna let me walk in that situation, huh? You was just gonna let me continue to be in that situation. Deep Lockett, what's going on? So that's why I don't even be entertaining a lot of like extra noise, man. That external noise when I was dealing with relationships, man. Like, cause that's trash, man. That's trash, man. Because everybody got the answers when the situation breaks down. Yeah, Dominique, no doubt about it. Yeah, Brandon, that fake energy is definitely a disease. That artificial energy is the same as artificial food. That processed energy, that genetically modified energy is the same as genetically modified food. It is toxic, and I don't like to be around it. I don't like to consume it. I need to keep that away from me, man. I like that organic energy. That's the energy that I need around me, organic energy. I don't need that genetically modified energy, that processed energy. Can't do it, can't operate around it. Can't operate around it. It is too toxic for me. It is acidic. I need that alkaline energy around me. That's what I need around me. Ace to Don, what's going on? And Dizzy, no doubt. But when you done been around it so much, I don't even need it no more. I done been around the fake energy so much, man. I don't even need it. Cause I'm always on my toes now just from being around it so much back in the day. So I have been dealt my fair share of fake energy to the point where I'm burnt out on it. I've been around that fake energy too much. I'm talking about the closest of homeboys, you know, closest of homeboys. Hence why, like I said, I move the way that I move, man. I move the way that I move for a reason, because people have revealed certain things to me over time. It's a shame, man. It's a shame some of the things that be going on out here. It's a shame, man. It's a shame the level of betrayal that's out here, man. It's a shame. It's a shame how you could be rocking with somebody since birth, man, and they could just turn on you in an instant for nothing, for a few dollars or something like that, man. It's just, or they could just be jealous of you, and y'all done grew up together. You didn't save their life, man. You didn't did everything with them, man, and for them, and they can just be jealous of you, to be envious towards you, to the point where they endanger your life and things like that, man. That's just sick. That's just sick, man. That's sick. But it's the world that we live in, man. That's why I really never let my guards down. I never let my guards down in dealing with people, and that's dealing with male or female, man. I'm not letting my guards down like that, man, because at the end of the day, that's just the way that the world is. You are responsible for protecting your peace. That's your job, nobody else's job. So you cannot let your guards down. Curve Senior, and that's the question. Why do you think family members or friends hold info from you and then put it all on the table when they get into it with the significant other? A lot of them, this is what they're gonna say on the surface. It was like they felt like you was in love or whatever the case may be, and they didn't want to disturb that. They didn't want to interfere with that. That's what they gonna say on the surface. But like I said, the way I view it, man, I just feel like people be trying to sound wise. People be trying to sound wise. Everybody want to sound like they smart, man. So when a situation like that pop off, people want to sound like they in the know. Yeah, I knew she wasn't no good for you. I knew it. People just, it's ego, man. Like, man, you didn't know anything. You didn't know anything, man. Chill all that out. Because again, if you had a strong enough intuition or feeling about somebody, you won't let that person know if you care for them. And I don't care what the situation is. You have a strong feeling that somebody, if you got a brother or a sister and you really love that brother or the sister, and you see that they talking to somebody that's detrimental to their health, and you got a strong feeling that things are not going to end well in dealing with that person, you gonna say something. You gonna say something. Because I've been there, done that. Been there, done that. You gonna say something. You're not gonna hold on to it. Now, what's gonna happen though? You gonna say something a few times, but if they continue to run back to the situation, you gonna stop saying something. But you initially gonna say something. If you love that person and you feel like they with somebody that's detrimental to their health, man, you will let them know. You just gonna do it. You gonna do it, but you're not gonna do it repeatedly. You're gonna get to a point where you stop letting them know about the situation because you see that they continuing to run back to the person, or they just love this person to a fault, or whatever the case may be. But you're gonna let them know something. Brandon, man, you sound Brandon, man, you sound like me. That's my whole that's my phrase, man. When I lose my cool sometime, my phrase is, listen, I don't bother anybody. So why are y'all bothering me? You know, I'm always talking about how I don't bother people. So when people bother me, it bothers me because I don't bother people. So I'm like, man, why people feel the need to bother me when I'm chilling? I don't bother, man. I don't go out of my way to initiate anything, man. I don't bother anyone. So when people bother me, I'm like, why? I'm like, man, I'm the coolest dude. Man, I'm cooler, as they say, cooler than a fan, man. I'm chilling. 99.9% of the time, I am chilling, minding my own business. So when people bother me, I don't understand it. When people do things, when they jealous, envious of me, like I don't have any type of energy or vibe like that. So when I get it, I'm like, man, y'all, come on, man, really? Really? I'm not bothering anyone. Yeah, Dizzy. I was dealing with that with my older brother. Yeah, bona fide, and that's how I be. That's how I be, man. If you care about somebody, man, you gonna let them know initially, and then you just gonna leave it alone when you continue to see them going into the same situation. Oh, Brandon, listen. I'm a Stoic, man. You know, that's everybody say I remind them of like the Stoic philosophy. That's me to a T. Like I told you, I was studying nihilism and all of that. So like when something happened to you, and I know I didn't do anything to you, but you was bothering me, I do not care at all. No remorse at all. Hey, I don't bother you yet. You get off on disturbing my peace. Anything that comes your way from that, I'm not concerned about it at all. I'm not concerned about it at all, man. You shouldn't be out here disturbing people's peace. The law of reciprocity. So you get in what you dish out. So you shouldn't be out here disturbing peace. You shouldn't be out here dishing out that type of energy. So when you get that type of energy that comes back to you, that's your fault. So why should I have remorse? I don't have any remorse for that because I didn't do nothing to you. I didn't do nothing to you. So anything that comes back to you from you messing with me is on you. The only time I feel some type of way if I feel guilty, if I did something. Now, if I ain't do nothing to you, man, that's on you. That's on you. Hey, Dizzy, what was that? Big boy cooler than a polar bear's toenail is what he said. Like that will define me to a T. Funga, that's crazy. Man, you got exiled from the fam because that's crazy. But I see that situation a lot though. Yeah, bona fide. I already know me being relaxed and me chilling most of the time. People just jealous of the fact that I'm able to be at peace with myself. Like I can just chill and not disturb anybody. I can chill and not have to, like I don't have to have conversations with people and I can just be chilling, minding my own business. So a lot of people can't handle that. Maze, what's going on with you? So I know that bothers a lot of people, man, the fact that we can chill. And I done told y'all this several times, but I was in situations in the past, of course, obviously before I got married, to where it was some women that I was dealing with that was trying to provoke me on purpose just to see if I can get angry. I'll never forget stuff like that because that's when I realized it was wild out here. That's when I realized that it's some chicks out here that actually like abuse or something. Because they were literally trying to provoke me to get me angry just to see if I could get angry. So they was getting a thrill out of that. So they couldn't believe that I was calm most of the time. They was like, man, this can't be life. You got to make me angry. Not make her angry. You got to be able to be angry. You got to yell at me or something like that. I said, man, I ain't with no toxic stuff like that. I ain't with nothing toxic like that, man. If you think you need some arguments and for dudes to be going crazy and yelling at you to spice up a relationship or a marriage or whatever, you need to reevaluate your life. You need to really reevaluate your life. And there's people actually out here that believe that. I was talking to another brother, and he was saying he was watching something on YouTube where a sister said that. She said that she cannot be with a dude that don't argue with her from time to time. Because she was with a dude that didn't argue, that didn't do anything like that and was calm, and she said it was boring. So she said she got with a dude that from time to time would start arguments with her and fight and this, that, and the third, and she enjoyed that. So I said, man, listen, no, I ain't with nothing like that. That's trash. If I see you out here intentionally trying to start some nonsense just for your pleasure, nah, we got to go. We got to go. We ain't rocking with that. Yeah, Khalil, that makes absolutely no sense. I'm finna just make you angry just to see if you can get angry. Man, what are you talking about? Thunder Scorpion, man, condition, daddy issues, mama issues, little brother issues, probably all of that, man. I don't know. But that's corny and that's whack. That's corny and that's whack, man. And again, as my brother Brandon was saying, I'm the last person that's about to start an argument. So when people intentionally try to start an argument with me, I'm like, what is going on out here? Because I'm never going to go out of my way to initiate an argument. Never. Never. That's never going to happen. So for somebody to feel it's okay to do that to me, problem. I'm like, so you finna go out your way to disturb my peace and initiate an argument when I would never do the same thing to you? Gots to go. I ended them situations so quick, man. It wasn't even funny. Oh, bona fide. Now that's crazy. It's crazy because I have witnessed this personally. So yes. Oh, Khalil, man, no doubt about it. Yeah, I'm glad you let it go. I'm glad we both let it go. Cause man, that's crazy. And and the crazy thing about it, I used to try to warn people. And this is another thing. I guess she wanted to see. I guess she wanted to see if I was really serious. But I used to try to warn people. I used to be like, man, listen, I had some anger issues, got a little temper problem, or I had a little temper problem. I'm trying to get a hold on it. So I would really appreciate if you try not to like start arguments, this, that, and the third, because those are triggers. You know, and I got a temper problem and I'm trying to control that. So the whole while I'm working on my peace, I guess this chick at this time felt like that was a joke. And was like, man, he out here acting too peaceful, but he told me he had a temper problem. So I guess she had to see if I really had a temper problem. Man, I'm talking about what Snoop and them say, drop it like it's hot. That's what happened. Dizzy, I think people get more upset when they don't get a reaction out of you opposed to when they actually get one. When they get the reaction out of you, they more so afraid. But when they don't get the reaction out of you, they upset. So when they get their reaction, they become afraid now because they're like, whoa, dude kind of wilding out. When they don't get the reaction from you, they mad. They mad. So that's what I've noticed. So it's like, man, they get the reaction out of you. Now they afraid for their life, but whole while they provoking the situation. And the whole while you warning them like, hey, quit messing with me, please. Stop messing with me. And I know y'all done been there, done that, to where y'all done been in a situation where y'all have warned the person several times. Could you please not do this? Could you please stop messing with me? I'm not in the mood. And you done been doing this the whole day. And then that one time, that 100th time, now you messed around and reacted. And now it's like World War III. Now you done been sitting there warning them all day. You know, ain't nobody gonna pay attention to the fact that you've been like, hey, could you please stop doing this all day? Everybody gonna focus on the one time you react. And that's it. So you don't get no credit for like trying to warn a person, and that person ain't gonna get no heat for like going against your orders, like, please just leave me alone type deal, you know? Redbird. So you dated a lady that called you weak because you wouldn't argue with her. I'm glad you left that situation. Glad you left that situation. And people don't think that this stuff is out here, man. But that, what you said is actually quite normal out here, man. You gonna run into that a lot. It's to the point where people gonna think it's something wrong with you when you not arguing with them, when you not engaging in the confrontation, when you ignoring, when you leaving things alone. Like, people actually think you got a problem. Dizzy, and that's all I be saying, man. I really be listen. I try to tell people all the time, man. I don't like to be angry. I don't like to be frustrated. I don't like to be irritated. I don't like to be annoyed. I only become these things when people continue to disturb my peace after I have warned them, or after they realize what type of person I am, and then they intentionally go out of their way to disturb my peace. That's one thing I'm not gonna do. It's like when you was a child and they instructed you. When somebody hits you, you hit them back. You don't let people bully you. So I don't let people bully me when it comes to my energy, man. If you finna disturb my energy, I'm going to check you. We gonna listen. You not finna be disturbing my peace, and you not finna be disturbing my vibe. This must stop. If you don't listen to my warning a few times, man, I'm just gonna have to leave. But I'm not gonna let you bully me, man, on a level of energy, in the realm of energy. I'm not gonna let you bully me. Not gonna let you do that. We not gonna let that happen at all, man. I'm not gonna let you bully me in that department. So I gotta protect my energy. You gotta defend. You gotta become defensive when it comes to your peace, man. You can't be letting people just walk all over you. You can't let the people walk all over you, man. So sometimes, man, you gotta say, hey, listen, you disturbing my peace right now. I would really appreciate it if you did. Yeah, Hurst 187, man, most definitely. You cannot let them get caught. You gotta let people know, listen, I be chilling. I don't bother nobody. Not gonna go out my way to initiate confrontations, this, that, and the third. So please respect my peace. Please respect the fact that I'm chilling. If you disturb that, then we gonna have problems. Nero, peace. Julie all night long. 1,000%, 1,000,000%, I agree with you. 1,000,000%. Oh, dizzy. That's what it is, man. Like I said, man. Like, look, I got the, listen. I could just put, like, I'm a reflection of the music that when I put my music on shuffle, listen, that mug can go from some meditation, her phone and drop. But listen, if I put my phone on shuffle, that mug can go from some meditation music to some jazz, to some Sade, Anita Baker, to some straight DMX, NWA, Bone Thugs, to some Dead Prez, to some cannabis. Like, I'm all over the place with it, man. I'm a reflection of all of that. So at the end of the day, I let people know from time to time, like, this ain't that. You're not finna be coming at me any type of way, yo. You're not finna be coming at me any type of way. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, I'm a monk today, but I mess around and, man, listen, I mess around and be Tukey Williams tomorrow. So you ain't finna play with me like that, man. So, hey, duality, equality, balance. So sometimes, from time to time, I just let people know, hey, just because I ain't really out here talking or I ain't talkative, don't mean that you can't get shut down real quick. Oh, Hurts, yeah, the MOP, man, and he up on him. Be going crazy. So, man, listen, my vibe be all over the place. I really embrace, I really embrace the different vibes, man. But at the end of the day, I still be chilling, though. Julie, exactly. And that's what I tell people. I come in peace. So I come in peace and I will hope to leave in peace. But again, it's a time for war, it's a time for peace. So if I continue to warn you about peace, about how I come in peace, and you continue to try and push me to a certain level, depending on who you are, then I might respond accordingly, just to let you know that this ain't that. Sometimes, depending on the person, you have to respond in a certain fashion so that they know this ain't that. Yeah, Dominique, man, like I say, man, hey, listen, I go from Buddha to Mike Tyson on you. Y'all talk about 0 to 100. I go from Buddha to Mike Tyson. Listen, I turn up, man. So that's why I know that. I know that. Like back in the day, man, I used to be wild. I used to be one of the dudes, the little kids in the neighborhood that they wanted everybody to fight. I used to be into wrestling, man. So I used to be slamming dudes twice my size, put them in ankle locks. I was out here. I wasn't playing with them. Wasn't playing with them, man. I used to have a real bad temper problem, man. So to the point where dudes already knew that. So in the neighborhood, they'd know exactly to send people my way to just rub me the wrong way. Then I'm ready to fight. So I try not to live that type of life no more. So I know I gotta be in certain environments. I know I got to be in certain environments to prevent that from happening, to prevent me from going back down that road, down that path, man. Oh, Redbird, Jazz, man, Jazz will calm you down. Oh, Dizzy, listen, I grew up on wrestling, man. So if you grew up in the era that I grew up in regards to wrestling, I'm gonna give y'all a wrestler. I was a Ken Shamrock fan. So I used to scream and holler just like dude, and I used to put cats in the ankle lock just like dude did. Man, listen, I used to go crazy, man. I pick dude up, slam him, boom, ankle lock is over. I used to literally try to snap dude's ankle out here. Joey the Servant, peace, what's going on? Dominique, man, no doubt, man. And like I said, I felt like people was envious toward that, especially a lot of people that I probably grew up with because they seen how far I came, man. So a lot of people witnessed my transition. So a lot of people knew me from back in the day. Then I just started reading more, man. I started to become more enlightened, and they saw the transition and they saw the change. And they was like, man, you used to do this, you used to listen to that. Now you listening to this and now you doing that. And a lot of people was envious because of my growth. And that was odd, man. But I got that a lot, man. So I transitioned almost overnight. It was like one day I woke up and was like, man, I got to start doing the knowledge to certain things, man. I got to start enhancing my knowledge. I got to start enlightening myself to other things. So I just kind of almost did that overnight, man. And I just started changing literally overnight type deal. It was fast, and the people around me wasn't really understanding what was going on and what I was on. Yeah, Dizzy, it ain't like I say, man. It ain't nothing nice. It ain't nothing nice. That's why that's why I really try not to get angry. And I'm gonna give y'all a prime example. Like I said, I was always one of the smallest dudes in the room. But to show y'all just kind of like an example of my like people who have all type of hazing issues. Like nobody really ever messed with me. And I'm literally one of the smallest dudes in the room. So if anybody's gonna do some hazing, if anybody's gonna mess with somebody, you would think they was gonna come to me. Because I used to always be one of the small, but ain't nobody ever messed with me for that simple reason. For one, I have a look on my face like don't touch me. Secondly, like we finna just go to war. Nero, and that's what I thought. When I see brothers and sisters doing what they supposed to do, I'm congratulating them. I'm applauding. Like, I'm inspired. Not about to hate, not about to be jealous. Like, that inspires me to do better and improve upon myself. Yeah, Joey, man, and that's sick, man. With people, and it sounds so stupid when you really listen to it. Like, man, you think I'm supposed to be the same dude that I was at 18, at 30, or you think I'm supposed to be the same dude that I was at 16, at 25? Like, dude, that's almost like 9, 10 years. Why am I supposed to be the same dude? That sounds dumb. You think we not supposed to grow? I'm supposed to be the same exact dude that I was at 30 in high school. I'm supposed to be the same dude. Yeah, Joey, no doubt. No doubt. And like I said, a lot of people just don't value, like, they can't stand to see you doing what they need to be doing. That's really what it is. They know that they need to be doing certain things, and you out here doing it, and they can't tolerate it, man, because they hit you with it. I wish I could be doing that. I wish I could be eating like that. I wish I could be peaceful at a time like this. They start saying stuff like that, man. You can do it. Stop wishing. DJ Elmo, most definitely. And Thunderscore, exactly. Some people think you supposed to be the same dude you was in middle school, let alone high school, and that's crazy. Yeah, Dizzy, exactly. Man, I'm not the same person I was an hour ago. An hour ago, I was a totally different person, man. So they expect me to be the same person I was in the 6th grade, and I'm 30. Like, come on, man. It's almost like music, because I witnessed this by transitioning to some of the music I was listening to. So back in the day, man, I used to listen to nothing but destructive music. So then when I started getting knowledge of self, man, I started listening to more conscious music. Some of the conscious music I listened to when I was little, I didn't understand it though. So I started listening to a lot more of it when I gained an understanding, started reading more. So dudes was like, oh man, you used to listen to such and such back in the day. Why you don't listen to them now? I'm like, bro, first and foremost, I'm doing the knowledge more. I'm getting more information. So I'm able to understand what people are talking about more now. So I'm growing in regards to perspective and just information and knowledge. So obviously I can understand certain music more, and it's resonating with me more because I can relate to the journey that this particular artist is on. I really can't relate to the destruction like that because I'm not living that life like that. I'm on a whole different path. So I'm able to listen to these conscious artists because they talking about things that I just read about. So I'm like, obviously I wasn't listening to the conscious artists back in the day because I was ignorant running around with y'all. I would not understand what they was rapping about. I couldn't listen to Dead Prez, Let's Get Free when I was 10. I wouldn't have understood nothing of what they was talking about. That album wouldn't have resonated with me at 10. I would not have understood anything what was going on. So obviously when I get to 20, 21, 22, and I start doing the knowledge of certain things, oh, now this album resonates with me more so than an old Master P song. Like, come on now. Bonafide, Alan Watts is my mans. Alan Watts is my mans. Joey the Serpent, man, listen. It's a lot of people that don't want to evolve, and that's crazy. It's a lot of people that don't want to grow, which is sad. So it's a lot of people content, complacent, stagnant. Inertia is what we call it. It's a lot of people that's content with just staying exactly the same. I'm not though. Abito reporting live, man. You done missed so much. I don't even know where to start on the recap. Man, we done been talking about so much. in this short period of time. It ain't even, it just went over a little hour, man. We done talked about so much. I don't even know where to start with the recap, bro. You just, you gonna have to run it back, because I don't even know where to start. Dominique, don't get me started on the people around me that talk about hating reading. I look at that the same way I look at people who say they don't like water now. Man, listen, at a point in time, man, we too old to be talking about we don't like reading, and we too old to be talking about we don't like water. Come on, man, grow up. What you mean you don't like reading? That don't even make any sense, man. We too old for that, man. That's childish to be like, I don't like reading. That's like you saying you don't like your vegetables or something. That's childish, man. You don't like reading. How you in your 30s, your 40s, mid-20s talking about you don't like reading, man? What are you talking about? That's just a childish statement, man. And I know plenty of people that have that perspective. I don't like reading. It ain't about liking reading, man. It ain't about enjoying it. It's about doing the not like. It's about doing something that you need to do so you can be one up on the people out here and advance. So it ain't about liking it, man. You working a job you don't like. You working a job you don't like, but you feel like you got to do what you got to do. Reading can be the same thing, man. You got to read that stuff even if you don't like reading it. So you can advance and you can grow and you can evolve out here, man. It's information in those books. You ain't necessarily got to like it. Just like you don't like going to that job, but you finna go in there and clock in and complain all day about it, man. Read that book. Brandon, we got it. Brandon say he'll go from a cool dude to Larry Hoover. I go from Buddha to Mike Tyson. Listen, we out here. Yeah, Hirsch 187. They reading them text messages all day and they reading Facebook all day. So they don't like reading, but they like scrolling on Facebook, reading everybody's status. They like going on Instagram, reading all the memes, and they like texting all day, reading all the threads. So you don't like reading, but you reading all the comments, reading all the statuses, you reading all the memes, but you don't like reading though. Come on now. Catherine, if they was reading, they wouldn't need that job. Exactly. Listen, reading, as we say, they say fundamental. I say reading funds the mental. That's what I say. Reading funds the mental. So it's like when you got that money and you put it to that account, you funding that account. Reading is doing that. It's doing that for the mind. It's doing that for the brain. It's funding. It's funding the mental. It's funding the mind. It's funding the brain. That's what reading is doing. And listen, reading is beyond just a book. You can read things that's happening outside. So you ain't necessarily just got to read a book. You can look at life outside that's happening. You can read that. You can read that. You can read people. We do it all the time. So reading is bigger than just a book, but that helps too, reading the books. So listen, if you not reading, man, you gotta reevaluate life. If you talking about you hate reading, because again, you do all type of reading throughout the day, you just doing the wrong type of reading. Terenzo, no doubt. And then, of course, we done been indoctrinated via the school system, so a lot of the textbooks were so dry, which that killed the urge for a lot of us to read. So that's another thing that contributes to that. Bonafide, when people tell me I think about things too deeply, I just tell them they're not thinking deep enough. And I keep it moving. Oh, you thinking about this? You making this too deep? Nah, you ain't making it deep enough. Keep it moving. Simple comeback. That's a simple comeback. Man, but y'all know how I go though. I gotta get this gym ready once again. I'm up here in the gym in between sessions. So I gotta get this gym ready once again. Got a client that's about to come in here, about to drill her, run her into the ground. That's what I do. Get paid well to do it. So then we go back to chilling. So I'm gonna go ahead in this particular stream. I'm gonna tap back in with y'all Saturday, most definitely. I'm gonna probably do a shorter video tomorrow. But Saturday, I'm gonna tap back in on the stream. Appreciate the donations, appreciate all the comments, man. Y'all be easy out here. Keep y'all heads up. Stay healthy, stay productive. Enjoy the rest of this Thursday. I'm out, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all be easy, stay peaceful. Peace.